sweet for me until I stumbled along the river and fell in. The snake's back on his feet, walking down the street. He's coming for you, but baby, I'm coming too. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love.
Hello, everybody. It is February 16th, 2025. I am Drew.
And I'm Tara.
This is America's #1 sibling, Chicago-based Butthole Buffoonery 69 celebrating. It's the #1 wet podcast east of, west of the Mississippi River. We got the best calves in the business, and we are the number one hot mom walk podcast in the world. We are Mellon Fights.
We are Mellon Fights.
We are Mellon Fights, and we are here. Valentine's Day weekend. The kitty's in the background. She gonna mess with you. He gonna mess with you here shortly. Tara, how we doing?
We're doing good. It was the weekend of love.
Well, that's
love,
new.
Love,
The
love.
thing about the cat, I can't even see the cat because that thing looks just like the cat.
It's his new
Here he
tunnel.
comes. He's coming. I just know he's gonna mess with you, so I'm gonna just let it happen. He always messes with you right away.
It's
he
his
gonna
new
mess with you?
tunnel. Yeah, yes. Hey.
Cool. Say, hey, don't do that. Tara's cat is a fucking turd. She's gonna disperse of him real quick, and he'll stop. He's pretty good about stopping after the one yell. Not even a yell. You don't even yell at it. You just move him, and he moves on. Tara, I've run out of clothes to wear that are like, I want to wear stuff and look cool, but I don't have enough clothes right now, like to look cool. I'm just recycling looks. This is just a white tee. Boring.
Plain white tees.
Plain
It's
white
your favorite-
tees.
It's your favorite band, so it makes
My
sense that you're
second
wearing
favorite
it.
band behind.
Alien Ant Farm.
No, 21 Pilots.
Oh, yes.
Alien Ant Farm's too good for my taste. Too tasty. 21 Pilots. I feel like 21 Pilots and plain white tees to me are the exact same thing. People love 21 Pilots, Tara. Like plain white tees are kind of a joke, but like people think plain white tees are like legitimately like.
You mean 21 Pilots?
What'd I say?
Plain white tees.
People think 21 Pilots. People think 21 Pilots is like really
cool
good.
As shit.
Like
yeah.
this band is like one of the best bands in the world.
And they probably get like tattoos of their lyrics.
Oh, they probably get that. Remember when he had like the thing where he looked like he had black neck? He didn't really have that.
Oh, really?
No. Look the guy up. That's not a real tattoo. It was like part of his like. It was just part for. It was just for his look for a minute.
It was
for
his
the
costume.
Yeah, he didn't really have like a neck tattoo that was all blacked out. He's like a little
I
nerd.
did not know that.
Don't you ever remember the thing where he's playing like on the ukulele? He's like, somewhere over the rainbow. He does that. It's like, it's so lame.
Turn back time.
If I could turn back time to the good old days. Do we ever talk about, I'm sure we talked about how Tara and I had a bet once. I don't remember what the bet was. I think we just played
whoever dropped the ball
first.
first.
That's the one thing I miss most, I think, about Tara not living with me. We used to play a game where we just throw a ball back and forth. Our apartment was kind of long. We'd throw a ball back and forth. We'd say whoever dropped it first was going to be something. I mean, I had to listen to 21 Pilots album when I lost, and Tara gets to be alone forever. I don't know who lost.
I'm still nailing that one.
Yeah, and I listened to the record. I had a year to listen to it. I listened to it faster than that, but it sucked. And I think you still are coming out on top on that sitch.
By being the loneliest girl in the world.
Are you the loneliest girl in the world?
I mean, it's pretty. I'm up there.
Well, you have a cat now, though.
I know. I do love him.
You have a cat now.
But I still feel a little lonely.
Hey, that's us. Oh, we want to talk lonely. I'll do my wettest moment of the week.
Yeah.
I have my wettest moment of the week. I was like, man, I want some pizza, but like, I always like a heart-shaped pizza. Did I order myself a heart-shaped pizza yesterday for Valentine's Day? Yeah, I did. I know yesterday wasn't Valentine's Day, but I ordered myself a heart-shaped Giordano's pizza. Boom. thick crust. It ain't the same as Rockies. So yeah, my wettest moment of the week is enjoying this delicious heart-shaped pizza all by my lonesome. I had it yesterday. I had it today, and I'll probably have a little bit more of it tomorrow. Hard to
That's
beat.
pretty wet. I haven't
That's
had
wet
a
as hell.
heart-shaped pizza in a long time.
Tara,
I
you got to
want
be
one.
having wet. You got to have Tara. You got to be having
Wet
heart-shaped
moments
pizzas.
like
They're the
that.
best.
I know.
They're the fucking best.
Oh.
So yeah, that was my wettest moment of the week. Is like, sure, I was like alone yesterday. Actually, you know what I did? So I didn't want to just sit at home. We'll talk Valentine's Day. So I didn't want to like sit alone, right? On Valentine's Day, is like that's lame. So I was like, I'll just go to the local bar. I'll sit at the bar. I'll chat with the people around me. I'll chat with the bartenders. I do that all the time, right? I like to do. I don't mind going to the bar alone. I go to the bar and all these couples and like people, everyone sat at the bar and left all the tables open. And so I had to sit.
Lame.
I had to sit at a table alone. I couldn't. It was sucked because I couldn't just talk. I couldn't talk to the bartenders. I couldn't talk to people because like the tables weren't close. Like I'm not just gonna turn to another table like, hey, how's it going?
Right. How's your Valentine's Day going?
But like when you're at the bar, that's expected. You're at the bar, but all these losers that were there on like dates and shit took up the whole bar.
That's
Fuck
lame.
off. That's for the singles. The singles is the bar is for the single folks.
Bar.
Get to a fucking table where you belong, couples.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like a dead bar, then yeah. I'm not one who on a date. I like to sit at a bar with a date, like at the bar, keep the drinks flowing. Puts a little like it's a little easier to like feel less pressure, but still the whole bar. Come on. That's rude to us single folk who wanted to have
it is, especially on a Valentine's weekend.
On a Valentine's Day, go sit at a table.
Go sit at a table, get your spaghetti, lady and tramp it up.
It's not this is not the bar. Really pissed me off. I was like, what the hell? So I was there for probably almost 2 hours. I had like 4 or 5 beers and fries, right? And I was sitting at the table. So I'm sitting there at the table alone eating fries and beer. Which is fine. That doesn't bother me, but I usually like to sit at the bar. So I can, again, talk to the bartender. Say, hey, get to chatting. Talk to the people near me. I'm you know me. I'm not afraid to make friends with people at a bar and end up at another bar with these people. I thought that maybe that might happen. I might have a fun little Valentine's Day where I end up at a couple bars with some pals that are just like out on a fun night out. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. All these couples sat at the bar. Ruined my night.
That's lame.
Sit at the tables.
Sit at the tables on a Valentine's Day.
So I look like a loser sitting at a bar or at the table.
What bar were you at?
Just Avondale Tap, just down the street. Just the local bar, just my local bar that I go to on the regular and sit at the bar. And I'm just sitting there and it's like, this sucks. Because like when you're at the bar, again, you talk to the bartenders, you can look at the TV. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't talk to anybody because I'm at a table alone. It's not the same. I gotta be at the bar. And there was some couples there, man. I'm like, man, you're gonna give this guy what he's asking for. He won't shut the fuck up, and he's boring. But I know you because it's Valentine's Day, and you don't want to go. You're going home with this guy.
You're like,
this chick was acting. She didn't say he wouldn't shut the fuck up. Kind of like me right now. He wouldn't shut the fuck up. Oh, that new toy is cool for the cat. I like that. He went in and out. But anyway. He wouldn't shut the fuck up. I could hear him. I eavesdropped a little bit, and then I got sick of hearing his dumb shit. Like she was like kind of just staring, and I was just like, but I'm like, nah. She's still like. Then she was acting like she cared. She wasn't good looking either, but she was a lonely lady on Valentine's Day, and this guy was a bore.
That's the worst. When I'm like people will sit at the bar when they're having their first dates or just dates in general. And sometimes I'm so uncomfortable.
See, and again, I'll do that. I've definitely sat at the bar. I've sat not at the bar on a first date, and I've sat at the bar on a first date. Both can work, in my opinion. But I usually, I'm a good conversationist, so I don't feel like a bartender even notices that because we're just chatting, it's not like, I can't even think of a first date I've been on where it was like pulling teeth, except for this one time this girl, I'm like, oh, we're just not into each other. We're not vibing on this at all. That was like one time. But even then we were nice to each other. But
right, you're probably just chatting.
It was short-lived and we dipped and that was that.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that was my dry moment of the week. Was that there was nowhere to sit at the bar, but every table was fucking. It's not like the bar was packed, Tara. Yeah. It just the actual bar seats were packed. The bar stools were packed. It was so annoying. That's what I get.
That's what you get for being single and going out.
Well, single going out's not a big deal, but I wanted to hang out at my local bar and have a beer and chat with the bartenders.
I get that. I had my wettest moment was one of my favorite customers who hasn't been in there in a couple months came in and we got to chat and we chatted about our favorite podcasts and
Mellon Fights?
No. I mean,
Did they listen to Mellon Fights?
I don't think so.
Did you talk about Mellon Fights? You talked about your favorite podcast and didn't even mention our podcast.
No.
Why?
I'll do it.
You mean you'll do it? It's happened.
Well, I will talk to him again. He comes in. He's my pal.
You said he ain't been in months.
You've met him.
Who?
He is from Houston. He was there during the Mike Tyson fight.
Don't remember.
He's a good dude. His name's Billy.
Cool. Maybe tell him about our podcast. What were his
will.
favorite podcasts?
We were just talking about Part of My Take.
We're better. You should have said, hey, I know a better podcast. Don't even say it's yours, Tara. Don't even say it's yours. I know one that's a lot like it. Tell him what it is.
Yeah.
And then just when he comes back, he'll go like, that was you.
And I'm like, yeah.
You blew it. That's a funny way to like, oh, you like Part of My Take. You know, there's this one you'll like. Similar.
You'll like this one.
Similar. You're not a hot mom on a walk, but I think you might connect with some of it.
You might like it. There might be something in it that you really like speaks to you.
Right. So here we are, Valentine's Day. Was that your whole wet moment?
Yeah, it was
You
great.
talked to a person then didn't tell them about our podcast. You're talking podcast opening and you didn't even mention our pod. And you didn't listen to our pod. I know that. You listened to our pod this week?
Not this week.
Last week?
Yeah.
Week before? I don't think you listened to any of those.
I did.
Okay. It's called quality control, T. It's how you get better. It's called watching tape. It's called watching the all 24, all 22, all 22. That's how many people are in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Get listening. It's how you get better at the job.
I'll do it.
And then also when someone goes, and I got to be better when someone's like, oh, I heard you guys do pod, just go like, yeah, it's good as hell. You should listen. Instead of playing it cool.
Business cards.
Business cards?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what the real trick is, what you should have, Tara, and we should both have this. We should just have, we can have a QR code just have a QR code on our phone. Like, yeah, here's our pod. Just scan this quick. It'll pull it right up.
That would be great.
That exists.
How do we get it?
You just go to you just do it.
Okay.
I'll teach you. Mellon Fights.
Mellon Fights.
Yeah. Podcasts don't come up that often with
gmail.com.
So when someone brings one up, mention Mellon Fights.
Well, it's because he had the football guy shirt on, and I have the football girl shirt.
Yeah.
So we're having a talk about it.
I'm wearing a plain white tee.
And I'm wearing a Rocky Horror Picture Show tee.
Tara, if I could say we could get, we've never had a real guest before, but if I told you I could get plain white tees next week, would you be into that?
I'd have to do some research.
Guest?
I'd have to do some research, but yeah.
The answer is no.
Why?
Tara, if we're going to have a first guest, it ain't going to be plain white tees. I'd much rather be Sean Kingston. Didn't something happen with him and his taxes and his mom?
He's in jail.
With my tax stuff, that's it. I don't bother me none. That doesn't make you a bad person.
More stuff too.
Huh?
Oh, you drinking another White Rushy?
Yeah, I am. I had a little sweet tooth this weekend. So not only did I order, I also wanted I made myself brownie batter dip for the weekend too. So I had to do myself a little Valentine's Day sweet treat weekend. So I got myself brownie batter dip. I tried something new. I've never done this before. I'm dipping Oreo thins in it. Delicious.
Too much.
What do you mean?
Too much sweet.
Sometimes, Tara, I think you are you just say to something that's awesome.
No.
Yes.
I think it sounds too
Well, guess
sweet.
what? Can I tell you something? I ate it and it's fucking good.
Okay. Well, I'll try it the next time.
Because it made me they do the same thing, but you do it as an Oreo dip instead of chocolate chips. You crunch up Oreo in it. I said, why don't I just make the dip and then dip Oreo in it? Same thing. Plus, I get chocolate chips still, and it's good.
Very, very sweet. Which
it's supposed to be. That's the point. It's brownie batter dip. I ain't trying to unsweeten my life. I think my favorite thing with it is the pretzels because you do get that saltiness to it. But we're 14 minutes in. I'm sorry, guys. So this is this
Drew's
week
a yapper this week. He's just tangenting on everything.
Well, you're naysaying me. You love to
No,
naysay me on the good stuff. Here's the thing.
It just sounds.
We got a big week ahead. We got a bonus episode this week. I watched Hallmark, An Unexpected Valentine. We're gonna be doing that as our bonus episode at the end. It'll come out later this week. So you got we got the regular episode. We got some lists. We got a bunch of lists to do today. We got to do our Connecticut list. We got to do our Rom-Com star list. Tara did 5 female Rom-Com stars. I did 5 male Rom-Com stars. I think we should have done it the other way now that I think about it. But just because you're going to fuck up the women one. You're not going to have it right. I nailed the guy one. Don't get me. I nailed it, but you're going to have the wrong women. You just are.
I don't know. I think I've got.
You just are, because women like women for a different reason in rom-coms than guys do. And I'm going to nail the guy. Like the guys I have in my rom-coms, you'd be like, nailed it. Actually, I don't know about that. A couple of them, I probably didn't. They're good, but chicks probably wouldn't pick them. I think you'd pick 4 of the 5. 3 of the 5. So we got that list. And then also, that's it, right? Those 2 lists.
Yeah.
So we got those 2 lists. And then we're going to do an Unexpected Valentine bonus Hallmark movie of the week special. An extra half hour at the end. That'll be a separate pod. So hot moms walking around, be ready for that. I don't think we got any new hot moms. We didn't get really any new listeners or likes or followers. I thought maybe our hot mom clip could get some, but it doesn't seem like it worked.
Our poop clip, that had some traction.
I mean, it had the same amount of views basically as they both had the same amount of views. Or no, that for some reason they didn't push that one out. I don't know why.
Yeah, the hot mom one.
It was weird.
People were commenting about how it works, and they liked it.
The poop one, yeah, weirded me out. There's a lady telling me saying words I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
She wanted you to
I don't
undulate.
know what undulate means.
Undulate.
Lady.
Undulate.
Couple things I want to talk about before we get to our lists. Anything worth watching this week, Tara? There's a couple things we're missing right now, sports-wise. Super Bowl's over. NBA, we should probably do you want to do our NBA preview quick? The All-Star Game's going on. You want to do our NBA preview while the All-Star Game's going on?
Let's do it after the All-Star break. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because then we'll have a better idea what's going on once we know what's happening. I started the All-Star game thing tonight. I was watching it before you got on.
Yeah.
It's really weird. We don't have to talk about it much. I was watching it. They're playing games to two
round robin.
There's 4 teams and they're playing a little mini tournament. It's games to 40. And it's not any better. It's not going to fix it. I don't know why they think it's going to fix it. There's no defense in the All-Star game. Yeah, who gives a shit? I don't care. I'm not, when I watch the All-Star game, I'm not looking for sweet D. I am looking for guys just to start jacking it up from half court. That's what the All-Star game's for. I don't want to see that in my regular games.
Or
but the All-Star game,
dunk.
jack it up.
Try a fun dunk.
Dunks and jacks. What are we talking about? I don't need my All-Star game to be competitive. Right. I wanted to see that team get to 200 points last year. That'd have been fun.
Right.
What are you trying to fit? It's the All-Star game. Who gives a shit?
Right. It's not going to be competitive. These guys, 1, don't play with each other.
Yeah, I don't want it to be competitive.
Who the fuck cares?
They're in the 90s, it's competitive. I'm like, who cares? Who was it? Who cares?
Right. That was the 90s.
Why would you want it competitive at all? I don't care.
I don't either.
There's no pride behind. Who gives a shit?
I just like it to be fun and see fun things. Yes,
the All-Star game is when you figure out the dunk contest and the 3-point contest and this whatever. So yeah, anyway, my whole thing is I don't care. I care less that they're doing the new thing.
Yeah.
I was I don't really care. I was watching the game. I'm like, this is almost, they're playing to 40. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah. I was listening to it and I'm like, I don't understand why they keep trying to do too much. It's too much.
It's too much.
Just play a fucking game
of basketball. The best way to make the NBA season better is to have less threes during the regular season games and to have less regular season games. Shrink the season a little bit.
Shrink the season.
Never going to happen.
Get rid of the 3. Have cool dunks. And then always have Red Panda at halftime.
Always have Red Panda at halftime. Absolutely right, T. So the only thing, last night was the All-Star Saturday night. I told Tara I only had Tara watch the
Dunk contest.
Mac McClung dunk contest. Did you watch more than his dunks?
Oh, I watched the whole thing.
Oh, you watched the whole dunk contest. She watched the dunk contest. All the rest of it was boring. They had the skills challenge. It was super boring.
The 3-point.
The 3-point contest, super boring.
Boring.
I mean, Tyler Hero won. Who cares?
Right? Blech. He's from Wisconsin. I don't even care.
Buddy Hield had the best round. Who cares? I'm just over threes aren't that fun. And they do this. They do the same thing in that they do. We talked about this last year. They do the same thing in that they do in the game, in the new game scenario. They add all these things. I'm like, why?
Right?
Just have 25 basketballs on the fucking court, and whoever makes the most wins. Stop making other ones worth more. Why are you making other ones worth more? Let's see who can actually just hit the most threes. That's more fun. Yeah. Let's see 25 balls. Who makes the most of 20? Because then, let's say they do all these extras and then someone, like he got to 31. What does that even mean?
Right.
He missed 7 threes is what it meant.
Right. Which that's not that great.
That's not that great. I mean, it's not bad.
No, but bad. It's like, but it'd be like cooler.
He made 20 of 27 threes.
Yeah.
That's more impressive to see that he made 20 of, I'd rather see that he made 20 of 27 or 20 of 25. I just want to see how many threes they make. Why are you making them? It's the same thing about, sorry, moms that are walking. Sometimes I go on 3 rants. There's no reason to make these other ones worth 3 and then the bonus one's worth 2. It's just like, let's just see who makes the most threes.
Yeah.
Why are we adding extra?
It doesn't make it more interesting.
No, it doesn't. It just gives a guy more chances to maybe catch up. Right. I'd rather see who actually hit, because I don't know who made the most threes yesterday. It's not in my brain who actually hit the most. I watched it. I'm like, I wonder who hit the most. I'd rather know who just made the most.
Right.
I'd rather know that. Who actually did make the most threes. Anyway. Dunk contest.
Who took the fewest dunks and was awesome?
Mac McClung.
Yeah.
Mac McClung. So we're back, baby. We've been talking Mac. This is our 3rd year talking Mac McClung, man. He's a show staple. So the dunk contest was pretty bad.
Yes.
Besides Mac McClung, I actually thought, what's his name?
Castle had a couple decent ones. Castle.
Yeah, Castle looked good.
Yeah.
Like doing it. It's just McClung's dunks are better.
They're creative.
Almost better.
He's putting on a show. He's a small guy.
Compared to the other guys.
Right. And he can just
jump out of the fucking
gym. It's so insane.
Non-sports fans listening, moms walking down the street. Mac McClung is probably, how tall is Mac McClung?
6'2". I looked it up.
Guys, 6'2". Isn't really in the NBA. He plays like in the G League, the developmental league sort of thing. Who cares? He still dunks better than all these other guys.
Yeah.
All the other guys miss, and he makes them all.
Right. A big takeaway for me was he hit every single dunk the first time. And I think only one other guy did it once. So here's the thing. The other guys all dunk. They all do. A couple of them don't even make their dunks. Yeah. It's the McClung. He brings out a Kia. Guys have jumped over cars before. Yeah.
And then he's trying to get the guy never parked where he asked him to park it. I don't know if you noticed that. And it almost fucked him.
Yeah.
It almost fucked him. But so what he was doing, he was jumping over the car. There was a guy in the car out the sunroof.
Backing it up.
Holding the ball over his head. And McClung jumped over him, grabbed the ball, and was in reverse dunked it, right?
Yeah.
The crazy thing was, the first attempt where he didn't dunk it was cleaner than the dunk.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. Before he even dunked, I'm like, oh my God. I didn't expect him to do, he cleared the car so easily.
He, with his legs out.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
Insane. My comment was fucking sane when he hit it. It was crazy. And the fact that it was his first dunk too.
Yes. He didn't miss a single attempt.
No.
He was 4 for 4 on 4 dunk attempts. And the only one I didn't care for that much is where he grabbed it and then dunked 2.
But I mean,
just because the guy on the ladder, I just get the ladder out. I don't want a ladder out there. Get the ladder out of there.
The only thing I'll say about that one is he just had to time it perfectly.
Yeah, the one that he dunked first was just sitting on the rim. All he had to do was push it in. So that one I did care about less. I was really tired of the guy that was holding it is apparently a dunk coach, and like was
Oh,
out there
really?
for. That's what they're saying. Like, why is this guy out here in his PJs? Because the guy looked like his pants they were like probably designer pants, but they looked like
Yeah.
PJs. And the guy's like, yeah, he's the dunk coach. And like 3 of them were using him. I'm like, get him,
Yeah.
this guy out of here.
Get
Dunk
him outta
coach.
here. What the hell's
He
a
must
dunk
design
coach?
dunks, but I'm like, I just don't. I don't care about this guy. I like it better when they use their teammates.
I do too.
Get Giannis out there, Jackson, helping you out.
Yep.
It's going to be better because Giannis will get into it. Anyway, McClung does 4 great dunks, wins it. He's the champ. I think, I decided last night McClung looks a little bit like Travis, Tara.
Oh, he kind of does.
Yeah. He does.
I liked his second dunk the best. It was like so aggressive and
Yeah.
it had like so much hang
Yeah,
time.
like where he jumped over the guy and then and then just whipped his body
And just,
around
like,
and dunked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
These not
cool.
seeing them, guys, is not as fun. But
I know.
watch the dunk contest if you can.
What was the third one? Oh, the third one was the spin.
The third one was the ladder one. And then
What
his
was the
last
fourth
one was.
one?
Huh?
What was the fourth one?
The fourth one was.
Where he jumped over.
We jumped
tapped
over the guy,
rim,
tapped the rim, and then dunked it again.
brought it back, and then dunked.
That was cool. I'd never seen
Yeah.
that. That was cool.
And again,
Jumped over
he's
a
just like
tall guy.
very tall, and he put him on a platform too
It was
to make
fun.
him taller.
It was good showmanship
Yeah.
too.
Well,
You know,
that's
the other
the
guys-
thing.
All these other guys are in the league, and when Vince
They're
Carter
cheap.
was doing it, he just kind of like was so smooth. And Trini and I were kind of talking. We're like, we don't love a bunch of like props and stuff like that, but McClung
Right.
does it so well. I like it. Like if he missed a bunch, I would hate it, but he nails it
Right.
every time.
Well, that's the thing. He's nailing it on his dunks. Like everyone else missed their dunks, and
I mean, they're
And then
impressive.
again,
Like when
like-
Jackson was jumping, it was impressive. I'm like, Dad, he
Yeah.
jumps so high and violently. Dunks.
they're fun. I wish I
Fun.
could do
Anyway, any other All-Star stuff? They also
No.
had LiAngelo Ball performing.
it. Really?
Yeah, I didn't listen to it because I started it for 2 seconds. I'm like, this is what people are acting like. This is good. It sucked so bad, Tara. And not in the way all these whiteys are out here saying Kendrick Lamar was no good at halftime.
Oh.
This LiAngelo sucks. It's not
Yeah.
good. It is not good. Kendrick's good. LiAngelo not good. That's the one thing. I don't know if you're seeing this. Everyone's like, all these people are like, this is the worst halftime show I've ever
Yes.
seen. Blah 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 blah. A lot of racial undertones to it.
Yes.
But this big thing that people have been posting, like, oh yeah, white people say they didn't understand a word Kendrick Lamar said, but then they'll like love Pearl Jam and Eddie Vedder. And they can't. I'm like, yeah, people. I guess I'm like, Pearl Jam's probably the wrong band to choose because Pearl Jam is like most people that are into Pearl Jam are kind of like progressive people,
Right.
and Pearl Jam's like notoriously liberal band, like
Right.
friends with like Obama and stuff, and like performed like for like some of his stuff. I agree. It's funny, like I just think it's the wrong band to like say. Like people that like Pearl Jam normally probably like Kendrick Lamar actually, because they're kind of in the same vein. Like the people, like our friend Britt went after one of our coworkers. I talked about him last week. Actually, I talked about it last week. I was like, he posted
yeah.
about the Kendrick
Yep.
thing being the worst thing ever. She actually
Yeah.
got into a little battle with him on Facebook,
Oh God.
and like
Look
the
out,
Pearl,
go
and like
Britt.
said something about the Pearl Jam thing. And I was on like Pearl Jam. I mean, I get it, but I'm like, this guy's not even cool enough to like enjoy Pearl Jam because Pearl Jam is too liberal for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but that was my only thing. But yeah, it's racist. They're racist.
Yes. 100%.
I'm over it. I'm already over it. We're a month into this thing, and I'm over it. I'm so over it. Oh, my God, I'm over it.
I don't know how I'm gonna handle it.
Tara, the world's
4
over.
years.
I'm
It
over
is.
it.
Our world is over. That's for damn sure.
Holy shit. Anyway, let's not get
I
into
was-
it. That's not what this place is. That's not what this is.
I
for.
was
We're here to
watching-
avoid that.
I
Have some
actually
fun.
watched a Badger basketball game.
Yesterday, I did too.
Yeah, I hadn't in a long time.
That was good.
And
Good basketball.
It was great basketball. But can we talk about the flagrant 2 that was called?
Terrible.
He was fighting through a pick. pick.
And the guy he happens to be a little shorter.
Yes.
And the guy
and
that was setting the pick happened to be a little taller. So his hand
Exactly.
kind of got by his dong. Kind of. I don't even think he
Kind
got him in the dong.
I didn't think he did either.
I think it was an overreaction. And the fact that they tossed him was nuts.
Yes. It
If
was
that's
so
they're like,
bogus.
it's the rule. I'm like, if that's the rule, then the rule needs to fucking change.
Well, and then they were like, well, like during halftime, he's like, it doesn't matter about intent. I'm
It
like,
should.
what?
I'm like, how does intent
it
not
matter when he's playing the game of basketball, which collisions happen?
Flagrant implies intent.
Exactly.
You dipshits. Because if two guys are running into each other and they fall down and hit heads, that's not a flagrant foul. That's called
running into each other.
This guy ran into a guy. He just
that's
happened to have
slapstick.
his hand just happens to be at the guy's dick level.
Right, because he was low.
How does intent not matter? Some of these rules, the people that write these rules, Tara, are fucking morons.
It was insane to me. I'm like, how do you play defense? How do you play defense? That is insane to me.
I can't believe that they didn't go nuts.
I know.
couldn't believe, Tara, they didn't go nuts. They were they were so calm about it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy the Badgers won that game.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Badgers, man, the first full game I watched of them this year. They're a pretty good ball team.
John Tanjay.
That dude can play ball.
He can play ball.
He's a good basketball player.
Old, so he's like super composed.
Yep, I like him a lot. I'm excited to see what the Badgers do. I'm going to keep watching them this year. I've only watched them in spurts. This was the first full game I watched, and they're good ball players.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do our list. We've been shenanigans for 30 minutes already. We got to do the other thing too. Let's get into our list. So we got 2 lists for everybody this week. Our list number 1, Tara, what do you want to do first?
I don't care. You pick.
I just asked you. It's too late.
Let's do Connecticut.
So we're going to do all right, cool.
Wait, I didn't even know. Hold on a second.
What do you mean you didn't even?
I wrote a bunch down, but I didn't rate them.
Okay, we'll make it up as we go.
All right,
everybody.
perfect. I love that idea.
So we're doing our list here. We're doing our top 5. So the new to the pod, we're doing our top 5 things about each state related to or about our top 5. I'm struggling here. Our top 5 things related to each state. We're going alphabetical order. This week we are on Connecticut. Last week was really fun. I really enjoyed last week. Last week was Colorado. I thought we had pretty good lists. Connecticut I thought was pretty hard to find the good stuff, but I actually ended up liking my top 5 in the end. Connecticut. I thought maybe because it was East Coast, there's a lot of history that way. I thought it'd be a little easier, but I struggled a little bit, but then I kind of dug a little deep and I found the things I really wanted. So this is going to be our top 5 things related to the state of Connecticut. Let me pull my list up while Tara goes first.
All right. My number 1 thing, it's
number
a little
5.
bit my number 5 thing might seem a little bit controversial. I don't know. But
stand that mic, please.
I picked ESPN because
that's too low, but how's it controversial?
I don't know.
It's probably 5? You have 4 things you like more about than ESPN on that list? Maybe it was your number 1 and you're reading from the bottom.
I mean, I could definitely move it up if you want me to.
I mean, you can talk about it now, but that just seems low. When I look at the 5 other things, maybe one, I'll say there's 1.
Yeah.
I'll say there's,
right.
I mean, honestly, my list is not that good now that I'm looking at it again.
I'm just going to keep it where it is. Okay.
That's terrible, but tell me about it and I'll talk about it more later.
Is that your number 1?
Pretty much. It's between that and another one.
Well, I can move it up if you want me to.
It's too late to say it. And
Okay,
just don't talk
ESPN.
about it for very long.
Love ESPN. It's my go-to sports and entertainment. I watch it every day. I should be higher.
Yeah,
now
that's
that
my
I
point.
speak about it.
Tara, for those that don't listen much, Tara's list making skills are so brutal. She doesn't understand like how to rank things. It's like, oh, the things I really love, and then she'll just have something on there that I'm like, you don't even care about that thing. The only time I got to give her passes was Mace. She loved Mace. And the Diddy stuff came out, and then it goes, what was going on there with Mace? He disappeared and got super Christian, so I'm thinking maybe they were fucking with Mace a little more than he needed to be fucked with.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, love ESPN.
5.
Love number 5. Love the personalities. Love that sports are on it. We'll talk more later.
So, man, I don't know about my number 5. I have a couple options here. To be completely honest, actually, it was kind of hard. I'll say my number I'm going to put 3 things
Okay.
at number 5. I'm sorry if they're on your list, but I'm making them a group of things. I got the can opener, I got the vacuum, and I got the sewing machine. Because guess what? We need to keep the ladies at home, and we got to keep them busy. Cooking food, cleaning the house, and sewing and fixing stuff. Connecticut was making life easier on ladies. Opening cans,
Yep.
What was the other one? Vacuuming?
Sewing machine.
And then a sewing machine? Shit.
Now that I have a cat, I vacuum every day. So
As you should.
Is amazing.
As you should. We don't.
Yes.
When we had a cat, we didn't vacuum. We swept every day, but we didn't vacuum every day. We probably should have.
Got to sweep, got to vacuum because they are gross.
So yeah, I mean, can openers, vacuums, sewing machines, making ladies' lives better back at home.
You know what? I really want to learn how to sew.
Them trad wives were loving life in Connecticut back in the day because they had all the good stuff.
They did. All the inventions. They were like, you know what? Let's make our lives a little easier.
Tara, do you think you'd make a good trad wife?
I would be terrible.
We should do our top 5 trad wives. When I say trad wife, it sounds like I didn't realize what trad wife was for a long time. I'm like, oh, trad wife. Oh, it's just traditional wife.
Yeah.
We could do a top 5 trad wives. That could be fun. There's a couple lists I want to do. Write down top 5 trad wives. We'll see if we're doing that next week or something else. Because I had another thought. I forgot what it was though now. Shit. I forgot what it was. I had a good one and I should have fucking wrote it down.
Okay.
Tara, what's your number 4 thing related to the state of Connecticut?
My number 4 thing related to the state of Connecticut is lollipops. I love a good sucker. I love a good lollipop. And they were invented there.
She loves a good lolly.
I love a good lolly.
That was the one thing I said. They were saying some things were invented there, but they're also like kind of. I'm like, whatever. I let it slide.
It said that they started making them there in 1905, but they didn't get named until the 1950s.
Oh.
Lollipops.
Oh, shit.
And they were spelled L-O-L-L-Y.
Google just sent me memories, and here's us eating pizza together.
I know exactly when that is.
Yeah. When? March 13th, 2013.
We went by ourselves.
Yeah, we got back and went straight there. Did we walk there?
I don't think so. I don't remember how we got there.
It's just showing a bunch of pizzas. It's all pizzas.
Well, it heard you talking about heart-shaped pizza.
Just some Orvs at home, frozen. Maria's Pizza? Yeah, it heard me talking about my heart-shaped pizza.
When people fucking sit here and tell me that they don't like Maria's Pizza, I just want to punch them.
When I had it last time, it tasted a little different. Yours tasted better than mine and Trinity's.
Mine was.
And Trent said his last one was more Maria's-y.
Yeah, mine was delicious.
And he got the small. I think it's because the small ones they've got figured out. I think it's because they're cutting them too big. Those slices, cut them slices a little smaller.
Yes.
What's up with people taking over pizza places and then changing the way they cut the pizza?
That's so stupid.
Are you done talking about lollipops?
Love them. Blow pops.
More than you like
ring pops.
ESPN?
Regular old lolly. No.
I just want to see where ESPN actually belongs by the end.
Okay. ESPN should be above lollipops.
Okay. Just so we know. So it's up to 4 now. My number 4 thing related to the state of Connecticut is going to be Ray Allen. Ray Allen played for UConn.
Oh.
Back in the 90s. That's where I know him from. That's where I first heard about Ray Allen. And then he played for the Bucks, and eventually he played for the Celtics and the Heat. He also played for the Sonics. I'm a big Ray Allen fan. I loved Ray Allen when he was a Milwaukee Buck.
Loved him. He was super hot, super
he was really
good
at UConn. I think they won a national championship.
He was such like a sharpshooter.
Yeah, he was like the first guy that really was known for shooting threes.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. That's not true. But like he started like shooting threes a lot. Like he was putting up a lot. He had the most until Curry passed him a couple of years, last year or the year before. I think last year.
Yeah.
So Ray Allen, big Ray Allen fan. I like
big
Ray Allen
fan, stud.
That's my number 4 thing related to the state of Connecticut. I had to pick a Connecticut sports thing. That's what I went with.
My number 3 thing related to Connecticut is Polaroids. How fucking fun are Polaroids?
They're very fun.
They're so freaking fun. It's
They're very
like
fun.
I wish that I had a Polaroid because it's like you take it out. There's this like shake it like
Get
a Polaroid picture. I should get one.
They're not that expensive.
It's just like a fun thing.
OG Polaroids are cooler than current
Yes.
Polaroids, but
Yes. It's just like it comes out and you're like, what's it gonna look
yeah, I
like?
want the real Polaroid.
Yeah.
Where it's got the white bottom
Yes.
thing. Did
Those
you
were
hear that weird
awesome.
noise coming out of
It
my
was
mouth? That was weird. That was
Mhm.
weird. Polaroids are cool, Tara. I saw
I
that.
know.
I didn't put it on my list. I didn't put it on as a mention, but I did see it. I think I just moved on because I saw something else I liked better.
Can openers.
Yeah, I think I started seeing can openers and vacuums and sewing machines. Good things.
But like when
Wonderful
that
things.
came out, that was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. When did it come out?
I have no
I think it
idea.
was before we were born.
Yeah, but like when we got our hands on them, it's like all of a sudden you take a picture.
Any sort of instant
it starts
photo thing is
coming-
cool.
So cool.
Super cool.
But it's
It's
cool
cooler
because
than
then
like
it's,
taking a picture with your phone.
yeah, because then you have a physical copy of it.
Physical stuff's cool. Get out of here with your AI bullshit and internet shit.
Mhm.
Nerds. Fucking nerds ruining the
Nerds.
world. They're ruining the
Nerds.
goddamn world.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 thing related to the state of Connecticut is the movie Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
What?
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Love
I
me
didn't know
some
that.
Beetlejuice. I looked at all the movies that were related to Connecticut. Beetlejuice was, I think, my favorite. It's in a fake town in Connecticut, but it is Connecticut. And it's
Mhm.
called Beetlejuice. Beetlegeist. It's actually
Beetle
pronounced-
guys.
Beetlegeist. Beetlejuice 2, not as much. But Beetlejuice, I did like Beetlejuice. I love Beetlejuice. I
We
think
watched
Beetlejuice
the
made your
shit out
list
of
once.
that. It
I
did.
think
We
Beetlejuice
watched,
made your list once
it
for
did.
something recently. Not that long
We
ago.
watched the shit out of it growing
Yeah,
up.
we did. We loved Beetlejuice.
Yes.
We watched a lot of Beetlejuice. We watched a lot of Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
Those are probably two of the go-to. And Rocky Horror Picture Show, as you're rocking that
Uh-huh.
shirt. Those were a couple of things we watched on the regular, along with, for
And
me,
Dirty
Beverly Hills
Dancing.
Cop 2.
Yeah.
So Beetlejuice, Tara. I love Michael Keaton's the man in it. The new one is really stupid. I don't suggest anyone see Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice
There's
2?
just too much going on in it. They should have just made it simple and let Beetlejuice be Beetlejuice and just made it about him. But there was just a million things going on in it.
You're insane today.
Why?
I feel like you took like Coke or something because you're like, blah, 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 blah.
It was probably all that brownie batter did. That night.
You might be on a sugar high. I'm just sitting here and you're like,
I think I always talk this
Beetlejuice,
much.
Beetlejuice.
I think I
No.
always talk this much.
No, today you are on one. You're on
Yeah, this is someone's first listen. They're like, holy shit, white boy,
They're
you
like,
can
this
talk.
This guy doesn't shut the fuck up.
That's always true of me, though. Tara, what's your number 2 thing related to the state of Connecticut?
My number 2 thing related to the state of Connecticut is the show Gilmore Girls.
For some reason, I thought that was going to make your list. I wasn't positive, but I thought it would.
Oh my God. I love the Gilmore Girls. It is one of my favorite shows of all time. I literally think I've seen every single episode of it, which is very rare for me because I'm not that type of girl.
What type of girl?
That watches full series.
Yeah, but
And
did you watch it in order or just like
Yeah.
you've seen it all just because you've seen it all?
I pretty much watched it in order.
Okay.
Not when it came out though. I watched it in syndication on ABC Family.
Right.
And then I watched if they came out with a Gilmore Girls, if they said that Gilmore Girls was coming out again with another season, I would be watching it day of. That's how much I love it.
Really?
Yes. And then they're from Stars Hollow, which is also a fake town in Connecticut, but it's still Connecticut.
Nice.
Loved it. So good.
I've seen maybe a couple episodes of it. Not my cup of tea. Though I did like the
Really
show that,
great love interests.
though the person that made it, I did like Miss Maisel. They made it later. Similar style of dialogue. My number 2 thing related. Wait, ESPN above or below that?
Below.
And what was 3 for you?
Polaroids.
ESPN
Above
below or
Polaroids.
below Polaroid? Above Polaroids.
Above
So you can say
Polaroids.
it's 3.
Yeah.
In reality, it's probably your 3rd favorite thing in
Yeah.
the state,
Yes.
Connecticut. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna put ESPN here at number 2
Okay.
ESPN is my number 2 thing related to the state of Connecticut. You'll see why. But ESPN, ESPN has been a giant part of my life, along with like MTV, for the last 40 years, basically. My whole life. They were like,
Yeah.
it's always been, they're on. Like, it's the type of thing you put on. Excuse me. It's ESPN's the type of thing you put on in the background when you're doing something else. You can just, it'll just play the same stuff over and over, and you'll hear the same stuff over and over. It'll drive you nuts sometimes, but it's good background noise.
Mm-hmm.
And it keeps you up to date on the happenings in sports. ESPN, man, and you get to watch games on ESPN. Parts of ESPN are a little bit annoying, but as a whole, ESPN pretty much rules.
ESPN probably should be my number 2 as well. As you started talking about, I'm like, yes, like it's literally on my TV at least once a day. And
yeah, when's the last time you threw Gilmore Girls on?
Well, I've seen all of them.
Sports is basically the same.
And then I look, like if I have to look something sports up, it's always ESPN.com.
ESPN.com.
So it should definitely be my number 2.
I love
ESPN is
ESPN
my
the
number
magazine when it
2.
existed.
Yeah. I mean, there are some like good personalities that were on ESPN, like Stuart Scott.
I thought you were going to say Stuart Little for some reason.
Stuart Little.
Tara, top 3 Stuarts.
Too.
Go.
Stuart Scott, Stuart Little, and Stuart. Like, no. From
Yeah, Stuart. Look at what I can do.
Look what I can do. There you go.
From Mad
Look what I can
TV.
do.
Tara,
Yes.
those are the only 3 Stuarts I could think of. That's not
Yeah.
true. Stuart
Smalley.
Stuart Smalley.
Yep.
Who's Stuart Smalley?
You're good. You're bet.
Yeah,
you're
Stuart
smart.
Smalley was
like,
good.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say
Gosh
Stuart
darn people like
Patrick
you.
Stewart. You gotta love
John
Patrick
Stewart.
John Stewart. Last name Stewart? No. First name Stewart's.
Mhm.
Stewart from Mad TV, Stuart Little, and Stuart Scott. Those are my 3 favorite Stewarts. Tara, that's one of my favorite memes is when it's about Stuart Little. It's like, imagine you're an orphan at an orphanage and these people come in and they're like, we're going to take this fucking mouse. Fuck you, kid. It's like
I've never seen that.
You've never seen that, Tara?
No.
Yeah, it's like, hey, imagine it's like a picture of Stuart wearing pants and like holding a skateboard. It's like, imagine you're an orphan at an orphanage and this lovely couple comes in and they walk out with this fucking guy.
And isn't it funny because their son reacted the appropriate way when Stuart Little
like,
showed up?
He's
like expecting a brother, and they brought a mouse home that they could have gone into their basement and trapped.
Honestly, Michael J. Fox. I mean, would it have talked like Michael J. Fox though?
No.
I mean, it's a good pit. I mean, Stuart was a good find.
Yeah.
Would you?
Ended up being great.
Top 3 talking mice: Stuart Little, Ratatouille. I don't know his name. What's his name?
His name is Remy.
Stuart Little, Remy.
He's a rat.
Same thing. Stuart Little. They're all little rodents. Stuart Little, Remy, or in the movie Witches, like the little boy that turns into a mouse running around. Rank those 3 quick.
Or Templeton. Oh, wait.
The 3 I just said now. Templeton's a piece of shit.
He's a rat.
Would not put Templeton on that list.
I would pick what was
Stuart Little,
Remy.
You're gonna F Marry kill him.
Oh no!
You gotta Terry. You're gonna fillet one. You're gonna domestic partnership one, and you're gonna bury one alive.
I'm gonna bury the kid alive because that's gross. Because he's Stuart's a kid too. I can't do this. They're all kids. I'm not
Remy's
filleting any. Remy's the only one that I can.
So fuck Remy.
Domestic partnership.
Stuart probably.
No, Remy, because he can make me some food, and then I'll bury.
So you gotta
Stuart alive.
You gotta fillet one though.
No, I'm not. I'm
Remy.
filleting. Oh shit, I'm filleting Remy because
you can't domestic partnership and fillet Remy. Moms out on walks right now. Hey, moms out on walks right now. Tara doesn't know how the game works. You know how fuck, marry, kill works. Same way.
I forgot that I picked Remy already. Okay, I'll fillet Remy. I'll bury the kid, and then I'll marry or domestic partnership Stuart.
I'm just gonna clip the part where we say I'd bury the kid.
No.
Anyway, that was your number. What are we at here? I got lost in the sauce there.
That was your number 2.
Oh, what's your number?
ESPN.
What's your number one thing related to the state of Connecticut?
My number one thing related to the state of Connecticut is Whiffle Ball.
Whoa, you like?
I
don't know how you make
love-
lists sometimes. Tara, when's the last time you played Whiffle Ball?
Drew.
Tara,
Let me
Whiffle
just tell you a
Ball
few things.
is 5th on this list of anything.
No. Wiffle Ball's number 1.
Tara, you don't play Whiffle Ball.
But I love Wiffle Ball. If someone was like, hey, let's go play a game of Wiffle Ball baseball, I'd be
right.
like,
I would say
fuck
yes.
Yes.
But no one ever plays it.
I
'Cause
know,
you can
but
play
I
with
want
kids
to play
and
it.
adults.
It's so fun.
It's like the whole fam can play Wiffle Ball.
Yes. Some of my fondest memories as a kid were playing Wiffle Ball, baseball out at Pat and Rich's and just like
What about
having
weird
fun.
losers that play like Wiffle Ball in real leagues as adults? And they're like playing like real yards and shit. I ain't into that.
What is it?
Wiffle Ball leagues. And they play
No.
like as adults. And it's like they throw crazy pitches and shit like that. And it's like very competitive.
Wiffle Ball's a thing that you play at like
It's-
the family reunion
Yeah.
with the kids.
People that are playing it in
and-
like real leagues are dipshits.
yeah.
Like, stop it. Like, you're not good enough to play something else. You're playing Wiffle Ball. Leave. Why are you
Leave.
doing this? Stop it.
Just like the way the ball hits the wiffle ball and just like flies. It's
good
so
noise.
fun.
It's hard to catch. The way it floats a little bit sometimes.
It's hard to throw. It's so
Hard to
fun.
throw. Wiffle ball's a good time. You're right.
Yes.
I don't know if it's my. I definitely wouldn't have it where you have it, but I
Well,
didn't put
what
it on
do
my
you
list.
have?
So my number one thing related to the state of Connecticut is anesthesia during dental work. Tara, they had people going out here raw dog style, getting their dental work done until 1844.
God.
But in Connecticut, they're like, you ever heard of laughing gas?
Have you ever had laughing gas?
No, but it led to the other stuff.
Yeah.
I've actually never had the laughing gas, but they were not giving people that prior
I
to that.
know.
They might have been like maybe jammed them full of like morphine or something like that. I don't know what they were doing.
I
But,
feel like they should give you something every time because that shit sucks.
yeah,
It sucks
I
being
don't
drilled.
I don't
like,
understand
and you
it.
feel it in like your brains. You're like, I can't handle this.
It doesn't make any sense. Just give it
No.
to people. It's not going to harm them. And also, like, they'll be more likely to come back too. Like, people will take care of themselves, take care of their teeth more.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But anyway, that's my number one thing. I think it's a very legit number one because I just had a lot of dental work done and I'm glad I couldn't feel it because there's been times where it didn't work and I didn't feel it and I thought I was going to die. Actually, last time I got my teeth done, Tara, I kind of felt it.
Really?
It wasn't when they were just doing the cleaning. So
Mm.
they weren't as like, I was like, man, I feel like I feel this more than I should. I just let them do it and I just sweated through it.
I know.
So I'm a tough boy. But I know what it feels like to be numb and I know what it feels like to feel. They're like, you're not feeling. I'm like, no, I'm feeling it.
Like, actually, I know.
Actually,
I
I
feel
know
it.
how feelings work.
I know how
Daddy.
feelings in my mouth work.
I know how feelings work. I'm sure there's some people like, I know. But that's the thing. There's a bunch of weirdos that are like, I feel it. And like, you don't. I feel it.
No. Right.
I'm
It's
just like
unless
clenching my soul through it.
yeah.
I have bad reaction to certain anesthesias. It doesn't work for me always.
You're too much of a man, I guess.
I also still have a weird, like, whoever did it, the chick that did it did a bad job because it like left a weird, almost like swollenness in my cheek.
Oh
Like a
God.
weird thing. It's still there.
You should get that checked out. It could be like an infection.
No. It's not.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like anything. It just feels weird. Like they fucked up the nerve or some shit. I don't know.
Oh God.
I'm dying. Anyway.
I had some Connecticut.
We can do that after we do our honorable mentions first.
Oh, okay.
I only had a couple.
Okay.
This was almost number 5 and I changed it. It was Bob's Discount Furniture. Love a good Bob's Discount Furniture.
Ooh.
Love a good furniture store. Just in general, love a good furniture store.
I do too. It's so fun to go
Love
into
a furniture store. They're awesome. Going around looking at couches, even if you're not going to buy any.
Right?
When Miranda and I bought a couch for about a year and a half ago, I loved it. But it was at Bob's. It was at a Bob's. The Bob's closed here. It's not. It's gone now.
That's lame.
Pizza.
Oh yeah, they claim they're the best.
They
pizza.
they claim like that. Like this Connecticut pizza, this New Haven pizza, is like this great pizza. I've never had any of it, but it definitely feels like my style of pizza. It's like a thin, like style pizza. I feel like I would dig it.
I do love a thin.
And then I just had a couple actors, and I'll let you say whatever you want to say. I had Christopher Lloyd, Back to the Future. Michael Bolton, musician. Meg Ryan. Maybe she might be on another list later. We shall see. And James Vanderbeek.
Ooh.
That's my list of
I
Connecticut.
love James Vanderbeek. How did I not see him?
It was the last one on the list I saw.
Ugh.
The very last one I saw.
Okay, here are some of
You might
mine.
have given up a little early.
I didn't. I went to the end.
Okay.
I have Michael Bolton,
Good one. I had him.
Justin Long,
He's fine.
The Carpenters,
Sure.
Seth MacFarlane,
Okay.
Mounds and Almond Joys.
Oh, dang. I missed that. I like
I
those.
know, I was
Tara, those might
surprised
sneak
that-
out to my number 5 over.
I
What did I have
know.
at 5? I don't even remember. Vacuums and shit? Yeah. Bye vacuums. Almond Joy all the way. I love Almond Joys. Love Almond Joys.
And then the last one I had was Yankee Doodle is their state song, which I thought
That's
was
a good
cool.
state song.
It is. It's like the only state that doesn't have the name. Like when you sing it, the name's not in it. Apparently,
That's fun.
Yankee Doodle.
Let's hear your antis.
My antis. Law
Riding
school.
on a pony, stuck a feather in his head and called it macaroni. I couldn't not finish it once you started it. That's a good song. I love Yankee Doodle.
Yeah, that's a good song. Okay, law school.
That's where it
They're a
started?
racket.
Where, at
started
Yale?
there. Yeah, I don't know. It just said law
Feels
school.
like a Yale thing.
Yeah. Speed limits.
Started there?
Just got a speeding ticket. Hate it. Automatic revolver.
Scary.
Hate. Dana White.
Douchebag.
Douchebag. And then the person I hate the most on this list is Candace Owens.
Yeah, she's a piece of dog shit. You know what
She's
you
a
didn't
piece of
say
dog
is
shit.
Benedict Arnold.
I
The
know.
OG trader.
The old G trader. Didn't even know it.
The OG trader, Benedict Arnold. Yeah, Candace Owens a turd. Anytime I see her on something, you suck. You suck.
You suck. All right.
Good list. Connecticut. So what's next week? Delaware?
Delaware.
Is that right?
It is.
Is it?
Yes.
For sure?
Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana.
Delaware.
I like that.
So we got to do
Delaware.
top 5 things related to the state of Delaware next week. I thought this was a pretty good list. That was a pretty good list. I'm sure there's some things we missed. John Mayer, we didn't say.
John Mayer. Your body is a
But yeah, not a great
wonderland.
list of movies or TV shows from there.
Mm-mm.
Actors, actresses. That is the plural of actresses, right? Is actresses.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go straight to our second list? We might as well. We're getting.
Might
we're
as
gonna go
well.
straight. Huh?
I said might as well. We got
So it's
lots to do.
Valentine's Day. I ate pizza alone, heart-shaped pizza alone. Tara, what'd you do? Tara, what'd you do for Valentine's Day? You worked.
I worked.
How'd it
I
go?
worked with Mom. It was good. It was very snowy, but
Yeah,
we
you
were
guys got a lot of
relatively
snow up there.
busy. We were chatting with people. The bar was fullish. So
Did you catch
It was
any
nice.
rom-coms or anything like that?
no.
Oh, I was going to say there's one more thing I wanted people to watch. Well, first of all, 2 things. One thing starts tonight, and that is White Lotus season 3. I'm very excited. I forget if you watch White Lotus, Tara.
Oh, I do.
The new season starts tonight. I don't know if you knew
All right,
that.
perfect. Nope, I didn't.
But also on HBO Max. This is what I actually watched on Valentine's Day when I got home. I came home around 10:30, and I watched Flow. Flow, Tara, is awesome.
What is it?
There'll be some Tara moments. I want you to
Is
watch
it a
Flow.
movie?
It's a movie. It's an animated movie. It's a very unique animation style. It's an animated movie that follows a cat around.
Love cats.
There's some stressful moments, but you'll be fine. I promise.
Okay.
Flow. And it's this interesting animated movie. I'm not going to say much. There's no words in it because it's just animals and music. There's like music.
How
around
long
it.
is it?
It's a movie. I don't know, hour and a half, hour 40.
Hour and a half
Something
with
like
no
that.
words?
Tara, it's awesome.
Okay.
You'll be fine. A lot happens. How long is Flow actually? Probably an hour 20. Flow. Let's see how long it is. Doesn't matter how long it is. You're going to watch it, but it's on HBO. Flow is an hour and a half. But you're not going to, Terry, you're not even going to feel it. You're not even going to feel it. It's so good. I loved it. It's beautiful.
Is it a real cat?
It's
Oh,
an
wait, no, it's
animated movie.
Okay. I asked
Animated movie.
because my cat struggles
Animated
with
movie.
cats.
Huh?
My cat struggles when there's cats on TV. He goes and attacks the TV.
He might. Because there's a realness to it. It's really interesting.
Okay.
I'm telling you, if you have a cat now, it's going to be some stressful moments, but you'll be fine.
Okay.
Flow. Give it a watch. It's awesome. It's up for Oscar for Best Animated Feature, and it better fucking win. Like the other stuff in nominated is like Inside Out 2. I have not seen Inside Out 2. I promise you this is better. It's so good. So anyone listening, watch Flow. I think I've heard kids like it. It's like, Tara, you know what it gave me a vibe of? It's almost in that vein of like a Milo and Otis.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Just fewer animals dying.
It's animal on an adventure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's pretty heavy, but it's very good. It's got that Milo and Otis, Benji vibe. As people that grew up, it's almost like the person that grew up watching that. It's like, I'm gonna make an animated movie that kind of has that vibe. It almost has a video game vibe too. Flow, very cool. I suggest people watch it. It's available to watch on Hulu and Max right now. Just so people know.
I have a couple shows that I'm watching right now, which is crazy because I don't really watch shows. I'm watching, what the hell is it called? The Pit.
Oh, I love The Pit. I was going to tell you to watch The Pit. I didn't know if you'd like The Pit, but The Pit is awesome.
Wait, the doctor show?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What else would I be? Tara, it's
I
awesome.
don't know. Okay, good. I'm glad.
It's one of my favorite shows. Tara, it's like old school network TV. There's going to be 17 or 18 episodes of it.
Oh, really?
It's going to be a long ass season. They're doing like the whole day. The Pit's awesome, Tara. You can talk about it first.
I really like it a lot.
Noah Wiley is fucking awesome in it. Noah Wiley is going to win an Emmy for that show. No doubt in my mind. He's so good in it. Yeah, if you guys have never seen it, it feels like it's like ER vibes, I would say. Yeah. It's just this group of like doctors but it's in an emergency room, and it's every hour. Yeah, is an hour of real time, but it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't. You forget that when you watch. It doesn't. It's not like in an annoying way, like a gimmicky way. It just feels like it could be different days. It's really well done. You're like four episodes later, like, oh yeah, those people have only been there. Their kid's dying,
right? And they've only been there a couple hours.
They've only been there like 3 hours. Like, why have they made a decision? Like, because it's been 3 hours,
right? It hasn't been like 3 weeks,
right?
So, yeah, I really like it. It is
very good.
And the way I found out about it is a girl that I took an acting class with is actually in it. She's the
who is she in it?
She's the social worker.
The social worker, the black lady.
Yes,
not the one that's
the one that's there for like end of life, like trying to get them. Yeah.
The one that's actually like kind of there, not the one that's there for like,
maybe some
opera, not there for like organ donor stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's good in it. You took classes with her?
Yeah.
At where we took classes together?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep.
What's her name?
Her name's Crystal.
I wonder if I know her.
We took on screen together.
Okay, so I don't know her.
No.
Awesome.
But I'm like, oh, I want to check this out because she's in it.
It's
and then
so good.
Now I'm
Mom
like,
and Dad
obsessed.
watch it too. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, Mom and I talked last week on his home. We talked about it. It's great. Noah Wiley is awesome in it. There's only one character I hate. How far into it are you?
I've watched all of them.
Oh, so you're 7 deep?
Yep.
I don't like the girl that's got like all the attitude.
Oh yeah,
doesn't
hate
work
her.
For me. Even this last week when they like gave her like a reason why she feels a certain way and she was like the hero, doesn't work for me. No. It's an annoying character. Everyone else I really find quite charming.
Yes.
And enjoyable.
I really like the girl whose sister's autistic.
She's great.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
Definitely a good show worth watching. Was there anything else? You said there was a couple things.
There is. I've watched the God, which
I don't know why you even think I watch everything, so
I know. I just started watching. They're all like medical shows that I'm watching right
You watching
now.
Doc?
I just started watching Doc
Pass.
today.
I'm not into that one. No interest.
I kind of like it.
No
and
interest.
then I've watched St. Dennis, which is okay.
I don't want. Which one's that?
St. Dennis Medical.
Is that the comedy
one? Yeah.
Yeah. I've been actually in the background while I'm doing other stuff. I've been having Brooklyn Nine-Nine on.
So
I've been
good.
enjoying the rewatch of Brooklyn. I don't think I ever watched it all the way through. I just would, when it was on TV, I'd let it be on. But I'm watching it go through. I'm really enjoying Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's a good show.
It is good.
In my opinion. All right. Rom-coms. We're going to do our top 5. All right, guys. For Valentine's Day, we decided to do our top 5 rom-com actors, actresses. I think we should have maybe done characters. That would have been maybe better.
Maybe.
But we chose our top 5 rom-com actors, actresses. I'm doing actors. Tara's doing actresses. I probably won't like Tara's list. I don't know if I mean, she'll probably actually, you know what? I don't know if that's true. I think she'll probably nail it actually. And then mine will be actors. So we're going to do our top 5 actors and actresses. Our top 5 actors, male and female. I don't know how to say this without getting canceled, Tara.
Why?
I don't know. You're not supposed to do this. Our top 5 actors. I think they're all just called actors. Our top 5 actors in rom-coms. I did male. Tara did female. And we'll start with Tara. Tara, who's your number 5 rom-com actress of all time?
My number 5 rom-com actress of all time is Julia Roberts.
At 5?
Yeah.
Tara, that's a farce.
Why?
Because she's maybe the best of all time.
No, she's not, but she's definitely top 5.
At 5?
Yes.
Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman.
My Best Friend's Wedding.
Yeah, but she's kind of a stinker in that, but yes.
But she's good in it.
Still good. Notting Hill.
Other stuff.
Drew.
That's low.
No, it's not.
I'm just throwing it out. She's probably considered the queen of rom-coms between one other. It's between her and
what's the
between her and one other
Bride?
woman. Huh?
Runaway Bride.
Runaway Bride.
Mm-hmm. She's in.
She's not in Runaway Bride, is she?
Yes, she is.
I already said Runaway Bride.
No, you didn't. You said.
I said My Best Friend's Wedding. No, is it
Yes.
Runaway Bride? Oh, she's in Runaway Bride. Yeah.
She's good.
I'm just saying it's a little low.
I'm just saying.
We'll see. I'm allowed to say I don't know.
You can say I don't know, but this is like I think she's great. I love her, but
The person I'm about to put at 5 for men is probably how you should have gone at 5, where it's a little like, yeah, I could see it, but they're not top of the line.
I mean, Julia is top of the line, but there are other people who I have loved in their roles more than Julia.
I don't think you were supposed to be doing this. I mean, all right, I don't know.
I think she's amazing. She's top 5. Boo, she's top 5.
Low.
She's so good.
Yeah, top 5 of 5. And she's when I think of rom-coms, there's her and one other person, and then everybody else. There's 2 people that could be number 1, and then there's everybody else. I'm just saying.
Okay.
My number 5 male, my number 5 actor in a rom-com of all time. Now, so for this one, this person went in on very limited rom-com movies, but the movies they were in were he nailed them so much that he made the list. And I have Heath Ledger as my number 5 rom-com movie guy. He's only got 10 Things I Hate About You, and I actually consider A Knight's Tale a rom-com for sure. It's got some seriousness to it, but those are rom-coms, and he's awesome in both of those movies, and he's a fucking heartthrob. He's a heart damn throb. And that's the type of thing I want to see at 5. Is someone that's like, you know what, they're not the king of it, but man, they belong on this list because like when they were there, they took over the screen. Heath Ledger, what do you think of that?
I like it. I think it's good. And I feel like he was just such a good actor that he couldn't stick in that rom-com world.
I know.
But like if he did, he would have killed it.
And it was like he moved out of it. A lot of these other guys I have on here, some of them moved on to other stuff, but he moved out of it so fast because he did 10 Things I Hate About You. He did A Knight's Tale, which I watched last week just to watch, and it's awesome. You should watch it again. It's so good.
Never seen it.
Huh?
I've never seen it.
You ever seen A Knight's Tale?
Mm-mm.
Tara, you never seen A Knight's Tale?
No.
Please watch it for the pod.
Well, I'm watching Flow, I thought.
Just watch Flow for yourself. Watch A Knight's Tale to talk about on the pod. Because it's amazing. It's such up our alley.
Okay.
You're going to watch A Knight's Tale. I think you have to watch it on YouTube TV. I think that's how I watched it. I think it's recorded on mine. Anyway, Heath Ledger's awesome in that. And then he moves on really quickly. Right after that, he's all of a sudden in like Monsters Ball and Brokeback Mountain really fast. And he moves out of that rom-com world too early. I wonder if he would have went back to it at any point. I don't know.
Maybe.
But he got into real serious shit real fast. Heath Ledger.
Love him. My number 4 rom-com actresses is Cameron Diaz.
That's crazy.
How is it crazy?
That you have her ahead of Julia Roberts. I love Cameron Diaz.
But here's the thing. I like her catalog because she
doesn't have a movie on her list that's as good as Pretty Woman.
Something about Mary.
Not as good as Pretty Woman.
It's so good, and
she's so good.
And what I like about
but she's not the best part of that movie, even.
Yes,
she's like the third best part of that movie.
No, she's so good at it, and like what I love about her is like she does silly things in it. Like she has cum in her hair, and like it's just she's just like this hot chick who is just so silly, and it was so freaking funny. And like I remember I wanted to get my hair cut like her because she was just so cool. And
you basically had that haircut.
Mary.
It just didn't.
It didn't look good. Exactly. I turned into the hottest boy of 6th grade. It's fine, but like she was so cool, and like. And then she was in like The Mask, which was kind of a comedy, but it was romantic with her. Like, and then she was in The Sweetest Thing, which was like a girls' movie, but it was also a rom-com. And again,
they're all kind of rom-com adjacent, in my opinion.
No, that's a rom-com.
What is?
And then she was also in My Best Friend's Wedding.
Sure, that's the rom-comiest of them all, of all the movies she was in.
She was in the Vegas movie, The Holiday.
I agree.
Like, so
in my opinion, putting her ahead of Julia Roberts is nuts. I'm gonna say that every single. I mean, she's the ESPN of women's rom-com. She's your ESPN of this category. I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay, what's your number 4?
I'm up. So this was harder. These next 4 guys to me are all super interchangeable dudes. Here's what I learned is rom-coms are for like the average heighted, mostly Jewish white men. Not a lot of mixture in it. I mean, there's some good looking dudes that did it, but they didn't make my list. I don't have any black dudes, sadly, but I tried, but they weren't in rom-coms enough to like to make the list. So my number 4 rom-com actor of all time is going to be Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller in Something About Mary, in Along Came Polly, in Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers. His are definitely more in that comedy vein, but I think he's really good in those movies. If I want a really good laugh, I'm gonna watch a Ben Stiller movie. I actually think the movies they're very funny movies. You know, a Richard Gere's a sexier guy, and he's good in whatever. But I don't think of him as a rom-com guy. He's in a couple rom-coms. I just think of him as like a guy. I almost think of him as like a thriller guy. You know what I mean? Just a sexy guy in a thriller. In American Gigolo. Did we both watch that for the pod? No. But anyway, Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm to be fair, the Julia Roberts is of men is not going to be on my list. It's a guy, which would be like a guy like, what's his name? We'll talk about it later. Tara, who's your number 3 rom-com actress of all time?
My number 3 rom-com actress of all time is Rachel McAdams. I feel like every time I say something, you're just going to be pissed because Julia
Tara,
is
I don't
so
even
low.
think of her as a rom-com actress.
What are you talking about?
She's in like romance movies. What rom-coms is she in?
Wedding Crashers?
I don't think of that as a rom-com.
I do. It's very much like that's what the whole
I stayed away from it because I stayed away from
force
it.
of the movie is him like them like falling in love with each other and like
That's every
it's
comedy.
wacky. No, like it is all about their love. And then the Notebook.
I just rewatched
the
it.
Vow.
I just rewatched it. It ain't that much of it.
Yes, it is.
It ain't that much of it. I just rewatched it. It's almost equally, if not more, about their shenanigans and Vince Vaughn and what he's up to. Just throwing it out
Well,
there.
that's romantic.
Well, other than that,
too.
though, what else is she in?
I
That's a
just
rom-com.
told you.
What?
Wasn't she in the time traveler's wife?
That's not a rom-com.
Is
That's not a comedy. That's just a romance movie. That's like saying The Notebook. That's
The
more in the vein
Notebook
of a
is a
Notebook.
rom-com.
It's not a rom-com, Tara. It's
Okay,
just a
well,
romance
maybe
movie.
I messed up.
Your list sucks. I hate your list.
Okay.
I borderline was like, man, I was struck with Ben Stiller. I was like, is Ben Stiller really a rom-com guy? He's more just straight up comedy. But those movies I'll have, there's a female counterpart in them.
Should I take her off then?
No, just let your list be bad. It's fine. Let your list stink. Rocky Horror Picture Show, rom-com, comedy, but there's also romance in it. That's where we're at right now. I just don't think of her as a rom-com actress. You know, I these top two. First of all, you only have 2 left.
I know.
And you haven't named a bunch of really big time rom-com actresses.
I'm gonna take Rachel off.
It's 2. And then what? And do
I'm
what?
taking her off, and I'm gonna
Just
put
move her to
someone else
5.
on.
Put her in that Heath Ledger spot.
No, I'm gonna take her
Because
fully
Ledger ain't
off.
in that many. She's in about as many as Heath Ledger.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm taking her off. I'm moving Julia to 3, and I'm putting.
This is my favorite part of the list. Is making you change your list.
I'm taking
And
Julia
you never
to
try to make
3,
me change my list. I don't know why.
and I'm gonna put Jennifer Aniston at 5.
Oh, that's low for her. She's good in rom-coms.
She is good in rom-coms, but she was an honorable mention, so now she's number 5.
Yeah, get Rachel McAdams the fuck out of there. She's not a rom-com actress.
She's more
just romance.
rom. You're right,
I'm giving you I'm giving you Wedding Crashers.
but that might be her only rom-com. But you know, Jennifer Aniston is great. She's been in a lot of fun rom-coms.
Yeah. Along Came Polly being one of them.
Along Came Polly, The Breakup.
Barely a rom-com. The opposite of a
mean,
rom-com, to be honest.
What's that movie called?
I don't know.
Why am I drawing a blank?
I'll talk about a few more of them here in a minute. We can talk about her in a second. Well, I'll just talk about my number 3 quick.
Okay.
My number 3 rom-com, and we can talk about more of her. My number 3 rom-com guy is Adam Sandler. I mean, Sandler's
just go
rom-coms
with it.
are so good. The ones with Aniston are really fun. Obviously, you have The Wedding Singer. You have all the ones with Just Go With It.
Just Go With It was really good.
You have
another one she was good in.
honestly, pretty much every one of his movies is kind of a rom-com.
Yeah.
He's always doing something basically to like get the chick.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Billy
there's usually a
Madison,
weird
the
setup, but
teacher.
they're almost always rom-coms.
Yeah.
And
I
again,
would
yeah,
agree.
50 First Dates,
50 First Dates, Blended.
They're rom-coms.
They're rom-coms.
He's a rom-com guy.
Yeah, he really is.
He really does rom-coms, and he does them
And
awesome.
He does them well, and I love
and he's
him.
he's the rom-com guy that, and I think weirdly it's like he's the reason he even does like a little heavier rom-coms, like Spanglish has kind of got like a rom-com quality to it.
Yeah.
To the point where like women find Adam Sandler attractive, and he's kind of a doofus, you know.
But he seems so cool.
Yeah, I love him. I love Sandler. He's on my list.
do.
He's my number 3 rom-com guy.
Just Nikki is even a rom-com.
I think every movie he's in
I
is
know.
basically a goddamn
It's all
rom-com.
about love. He
loves
loves
it. I mean,
love.
Billy Madison is basically a rom-com. Him trying to get Veronica Vaughn.
Veronica Vaughn.
You know, there just happens to be other stuff going on. Tara.
Hubie
your number
Halloween rom-com.
Huh? What? Hubie Halloween is a rom-com.
I know.
Hubie Halloween 2. I think they did a second one. Click, not a rom-com.
Never watched it.
You still never seen Click? Mm-mm. Tara, what's your number 2 actress in a rom-com?
In the same vein as Adam Sandler, my number 2 is Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, in the same vein for sure, but also like straight up real rom-coms too, I'd say.
Never Been Kissed.
Yep. Crazy movie. When you think
Such
about what
a
it
good
is.
movie.
Doesn't make any sense. It's out of control.
Fever Pitch.
Blended. 50 First Dates.
51st Dates.
Wedding
Home
Singer.
Fries.
Are you like looking at a list of her movies?
No.
Oh.
That movie with what's his face? Hugh Jackman, where they're like coming up with a song. It's like music and lyrics.
That's not Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
it's the other guy that I was not on my list. Hugh Jackman's a good one though. Shit. Hugh Jackman's a good rom-com guy that I didn't get on my list.
He is a good rom-com guy.
No, isn't this music and lyrics the dude from? Isn't it the guy from like Notting Hill and shit?
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Hugh Grant.
Yes, Hugh Grant.
Hugh Jackman though did a rom-com spell there for a while. Like look, what in Leopold, Kate and Leopold and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
that's right.
Hugh Grant's the guy that did not make my list, but he probably is like. He's probably the Julia Roberts of rom-coms.
Yeah. She was also. Go ahead.
No,
they were in a rom-com together.
Who?
Oh no, Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts. Are you confusing
Hugh?
There's too much going on.
What were they in Notting Hill?
Yeah, that was a good movie.
That's
Oopsies.
Yeah, Julia's too low, and Hugh Grant's not on my list. He probably
Julia's 3.
Oh, Hugh Grant. I don't like Hugh. Like I'm not. The reason Hugh Grant didn't make my list is I don't like those. I don't like Notting Hill. I don't like 2 Weeks Notice. I don't I don't like his movies, so it did not make my list. Mm-hmm. I think they stink. I think he's a jerk too. Whenever I see him interviewed, he seems like a piece of shit. People are like, oh, he's charming. I'm like, no, he's kind of a douche.
Was he in a movie with Elizabeth Hurley?
People that work with him hate him, is what I've heard. He was in a movie with Elizabeth Hurley, but I don't remember what it was called. Tara, my number 2 rom-com actor of all time is Paul Rudd.
Oh my gosh, I love Paul Rudd.
I mean, Paul Rudd. Come on. Paul Rudd. Here's the thing about Paul Rudd. He's in real ass rom-coms, but I feel like every movie Paul Rudd's in feels like a rom-com. He just feels like he's in a rom-com at all times. He just feels like the guy from a rom-com. Even when he's Ant-Man, I feel like I'm watching a rom-com. He actually should probably be number 1, but he's not because number 1 belongs to number 1. But Paul Rudd just feels like he's like a walking rom-com. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. Even
like
when
he's great when he's a side character in a rom-com, and he's great when he's the main guy in a rom-com. He's just he's good in I Love You, Man.
He's good in
he's great in, but he's also good in like as a side character in like Knocked Up, or he's in 40. This is 40.
This is
Clueless.
40.
Yeah, Clueless. He's great. Young rom-com. Yeah. He also got the one where Wanderlust with him and Jennifer Aniston, where they like go to this commune and it's like a sexy commune, and then you have like what's another one that I was thinking of? Paul Rudd rom-com movie. There's the one where it's like a rom-com spoof movie with
with Amy Poehler. That's real good.
What's that called? I can't think what it's called, but anyway, it's like makes fun of rom-com movies. Mm-hmm. Paul Rudd might be the perfect rom-com guy. He's like, guys like him because he's funny, and women like him because he's charming and funny and cute. Mm-hmm. Like Paul Rudd could be number 1, but number 1 needs to be number 1. I think you probably guess who number 1 is when I get there. But Tara, who's your number 1 rom-com actress of all time?
My number 1 rom-com actress of all time is Sandra Bullock.
Sandy B.
I
was wondering who's going to be your number 1. To me, it's between her and Julia.
Yeah,
I would say. There's a few you left off that I thought might make your list.
Who?
But that's okay. We'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, not Julia.
Sandra.
Sandy B. Give me your Sandy B rundown.
So, kind of like Paul Rudd, I feel like Sandra Bullock is just like guys love her, girls love her. She just is awesome.
Yeah.
She is so lovable in everything that she does. And some of my favorite movies of hers.
Yeah, so name some. We're trying to get you to, I'm trying to get you to name some. What are you doing? You've been fiddling with your shit so much. Do you have to look up shit? You don't know what Sandy B's in? I'll rattle them
No,
off real quick.
I know what she's in. She's in Miss Congeniality, which is one of my favorites. Hope Floats, which I love. While You Were Sleeping, that was one of her first ones, which was super awesome. And then she was in the one with Ben Affleck, Forces of Nature, which was like
Yeah, that's good.
it was like a little bit darker, we'll say.
But it is a rom-com.
It is a rom-com. And then
I mean, even like in Speed, it feels like she's in rom-com mode. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then like
even when she's in shit like that, is rom-com mode.
Like the 28 days, I think it is.
28 weeks later, where she's like an addict.
Yeah, 28 days, I think is what it's called. Where she's an addict. And then so she's
like every comedy she's in, it almost has, like Paul Rudd, it almost feels like a rom-com, even if there's not even a love interest involved.
And even in
it has a rom-com vibe.
Even in Practical Magic, I feel like they're like when it's her part where she's like falling in love, it's just so sweet, and she's just that all-American girl, and she's so beautiful and so funny, and she's one of my faves. And like even like I said earlier, Miss Congeniality is about, you know, a bomb happening at a beauty pageant, but it's very much like
it's a rom-com.
Yeah.
Excuse you. So So here's the thing about the women. You've left a lot of goodies off the list.
There's a lot of goodies.
A lot of big ones off the list. And a lot of ones I thought could have sneak on your list because you like them. Guy-wise, I don't think I missed a lot. The guy I left off is obviously makes a ton of sense. And my number one actor, my number one rom-com actor of all time is Tom Hanks. It's like, come on, it's Tom Hanks. You know, You Got Mail. Sleep in Seattle. Money Pit, Joe versus the Volcano. He was big. Everything was a rom-com for him for years until he became what he became. And and that's why we all care about him and stuff. Everyone calls him a pedophile now because people are losers. And I was like, what are you talking? He just isn't. What do you mean what? He's one of the people that they all claim, and like these fucking crazy, the Pizzagate stuff. They just like, oh yeah. You know, instead of it's the guy that actually does do shit like that openly and talks about it, Donald Trump, they act like Tom Hanks is shit like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Just like with no proof. They just say it.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. And if it was true, I'd be mad at him. But as far as I know, it's not true. Anyway, I don't know why I went there. Tom Hanks is like quintessential rom-com guy.
Yeah.
You know, the ones I named. And again, he's like got that vibe to him. It's like, you're kind of always a rom-com. Mm-hmm. Paul Rudd and him have that same quality, I would say. You know, they're like something about them, you know. So that's what I went with. All my guys are kind of in that, other than Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's kind of a bombshell. But I didn't go like the Richard Geres of the world. I didn't give you the Notting Hill types of Hugh Grant or anything like that. But I feel like I didn't miss a lot of guys that are rom-com guys. I feel like a lot of rom-com guys are one-offs, two-offs sort of thing, where the women kind of get stuck in that world, where I think, you know, I feel like you could have Meg Ryan there at the top. Is she on your honorable mention for you? Obviously,
definitely.
You got
Meg Ryan.
Yeah, your Meg Ryans, your Reese Witherspoons.
Yep.
You got your. I thought you could maybe sneak in some of your younger people, like your. Why am I blanking on her name now? Amanda Bynes.
She was on my honorable mention.
I thought you were going to sneak in there over a few of these people you had on there, to be honest. Over Cameron Diaz, I thought, for sure.
Oh my gosh, Cameron Diaz has so many.
Over Amanda Bynes for you, though?
Yeah. Well, right. I think so, because some of hers are... Because I feel like Amanda Bynes were such young kid
Yeah, but that's good stuff.
It is definitely good stuff.
It's good stuff. But yeah, so that any other honorable mentions you had there that
I also had Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis. What the fuck was
I
that?
don't know.
I also had Mila Kunis.
I have Emma Stone.
She's good.
Anne Hathaway.
Hathaway's good, yeah.
And then Meg Ryan.
Yeah, for sure. Meg Ryan's are definitely like, she's right in that Tom Hanks vein. Julia Roberts. I thought between Julia Roberts and Meg Ryan, it should be at number one for you because, like, in real truthfulness, Reese Witherspoon would have been good too. I mean, but Sandra Bullock was a good call. That was not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that at number one. I like her. Of those three, that's who I would pick as someone I'd like to lay down in a bed with.
Oh God.
Sydney Sweeney's on her way.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney's on her way. She'll probably end up back in that world. Oh, I thought. He also Kate Hudson was one that you didn't mention, but she kind of had a run.
Oh yeah.
In that world,
She
for
definitely
sure,
did.
and definitely was good. Like 10 Things I Hate About You, or not 10 Things I Hate About You. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Really good. Really a good
It's
one.
so freaking good.
McConaughey is like McConaughey.
Yeah,
in that,
he
but
had a couple.
Other than that, he had like maybe one other one.
Well, he had
Even like a guy like Bradley Cooper had a run and shit like that, but not enough.
Like Mark Ruffalo had a couple.
Yep.
Where
that's another. Jennifer Garner would be a good one too.
Yeah, but she didn't. She only had like.
Again,
one.
to me, she's in that vein of like everything she does feels like a fucking rom-com. That's just her like style. So anyway, that's our list. It's an hour and a half in. Let's get out of here. I got one email and then we're out of here. Got long because we got to chit and I got to yapping and yipping.
Yippee yaps.
We have one email from Jeannie. Guys, if you want to email us, our email address is mellonfights@gmail.com, MELLONfights@gmail.com. All you moms out on your walk today, give us an email. Tell us your favorite rom-com actors and actresses, please. We love you. Also, if someone says, if you're talking podcast with someone and it comes up, mention our podcast, especially you, Tara, especially you. Hey, Mellon Fights, good pod last week. Been working on my moo. Doesn't seem to work if you keep it quiet. Yeah, if you keep it quiet, it doesn't work. She's right. By the way, I've been doing it and I'd be shitting like a king. Shitting like a king. It's worked
every time I
great for
poop.
me. It's like crazy how well it works.
I know.
I don't know if it's in my head, but I agree with
it's
Tara
not.
on the pretty versus hot. I will be the first to say a woman is pretty beautiful, but that doesn't mean hot. Doesn't make you a naysayer. I think Anne Hathaway is pretty, but I don't think of her as hot. Well, you're wrong. But also, that's not what Tara does. Tara thinks. Tara got you guys. It's just women don't know hot.
And
They don't know hot. But a guy I know a hot guy when I see one, but chicks think they're like they don't connect with a woman, she's not hot.
there is such a thing as like
Anne Hathaway's hot. Just straight up, all guys think she's hot. They just do. And I don't know if you saw it at the Super. Everyone was obsessed with her at the Super Bowl. That like when they showed her, they're like, "Oh, it was great to see Anne Hathaway." Guys, women alike. Anne Hathaway looking hot, looking cool, loving the Eagles. Hot.
Well, she was being cool, so that makes
And
her
she's
look
hot.
hot. When you're like cool
Hot.
too,
Hot.
that makes you hot.
She's always been hot. She's always been hot. She's hot in Devil Wears Prada, and she's like supposed to be this nerdy chick, but I'm like, I don't buy it because she's fucking hot. That's the only thing I didn't like about the movie. Rom-Com, by the way, she's hot. I do love, although she's played at least one hottish role, is what she said. I do love me some rom-coms. I wasn't sure if I needed a quick pick male or female, so I did both in honor of Valentine's Day. Top male rom-com leads: Cary Grant at number 1, Hugh Grant at number 2, Elvis Presley at 3, Tom Hanks at 2. She did the same fucking thing she did. Tom Hanks at 2, Rock Hudson at 1. So she goes 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. I don't know. I don't know what her number. So Cary Grant must be her 5, and Rock Hudson is her list sucks. She might as well put fucking. I mean,
Cary
that
Grant
Rock
was
Hudson
beautiful.
and Cary Grant.
Cary Grant was
Is he
so
hot?
hot. Yes.
Marlon Brando, young Marlon Brando could be on that list. Are those rom-coms though? Were those movies considered rom-coms? I don't even know.
Oh, for sure.
Female: Doris Day, Julia Roberts, Sandra Bullock, Drew Barrymore, Meg Ryan. Sure. Not bad. Top 5 things about Connecticut. To be considered a pickle is must bounce. It must bounce. Huh? I don't know what that means. To be considered a pickle, comma, it must bounce. I don't know what that
Maybe
means.
pickles have to bounce.
But why is that her number 5 thing?
Maybe. I mean, that's kind of fun.
I don't know what it means though. Like,
If you have a pickled cucumber and it doesn't bounce, it's not a pickle yet. It needs more pickling.
I don't think I've ever seen a pickle bounce.
Try it.
We're gonna do it. I don't have any pickles that are like not slices. So we're going to try to bounce some pickles next week as a science experiment because we are the #1 science podcast in America.
Yes.
Number 4, the first Subway was started in Connecticut. Yeah, Mom, a big Subway eater.
Mom, you
Fuck
hate
outta here.
Mom, you hate sandwiches.
She thought for sure it was New York. Mom, you don't like Subway.
You
Why is it
hate
on your list?
You hate.
You're just naming things.
Wait, Subway sandwiches or Subways?
Subway.
Oh.
Subway first opened in.
Oh, I thought you were talking about sandwiches.
Yeah, Subway. She is Subway,
Oh.
the restaurant.
Oh,
She doesn't like. I've never seen her eat Subway in my life.
she's not a Subway.
Get the fuck out of here with this list, Mom. Your list is so fastly null and voided every time you do it. You say things you don't even care about. Get your sewing machines and vacuums on there. Known as the Continental State, first fundamental orders were adopted in Connecticut and may be the first constitution of democratic government. I don't know what you're talking about. P.T. Barnum was born in Connecticut. How creative and brought so much joy. Of course, The Greatest Showman made me romanticize too. I did not know he was from Connecticut. I didn't even see that when I was looking up. And the hamburger, what would I do without it? I did see the hamburger.
Oh, Mom is a hamburger freak.
But also, I just don't buy. I know I had the cheeseburger last week. And I'm like, I don't buy that either of these two places invented the hamburger or the cheeseburger. I'm just going to throw it out there. Honorable mention: state insect praying mantis. I did see that. Illegal to cross the street while walking on your hands. Weird. Lots of cool first public library. I saw that. I like that. First phone book. First helicopter. First color TV. First lollipop machine. I also saw first submarine. Tara, how's that not on you? You love submarines. How many? Where's the actual first submarine from? Is it? Where is it actually from, Tara?
I don't know.
Tons of cool famous people from Connecticut: Katharine Hepburn, Meg Ryan, Glenn Close, Paul Giamatti, Karen Carpenter, and lots more.
I don't like.
I've been to Connecticut for work. I saw nothing. Need to visit there. Love you. Have a Tuesday. We did not mention the Connecticut women's basketball team. We probably should. Like the UConn women's b-ball team. They're kind of like the best, and they won today against the #1 team in the nation.
Yep.
They beat up. They lost their first game in 71 games at home.
Yep.
South Carolina.
Yep.
Also, I was watching some highlights of fucking what's her name? The best girl right now, Juju Watkins. She's awesome. Keep an eye. We're going to start talking Juju Watkins soon.
Okay.
We're going to try to get we're going to become the official podcast of Juju Watkins. People aren't talking about her enough. All they do is they talk about Caitlin Clark as much as they could. Juju, so good at hoops.
All right, I'm going to watch her.
Hey, Tara.
Hey, Drew.
Stay dry.
Stay dry.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Don't forget, we're about to do our other podcast. We're going to do our Valentine podcast, our Hallmark podcast right now. Wait for it. It's coming out this week. Later this week, probably Thursday, we'll say. And it's an Unexpected Valentine. If you want to watch it before you listen, Unexpected Valentine starring Lacey Chabert on Hallmark. You can, if you don't have it, you can watch it. You can get like a 7-day trial of the Hallmark channel and watch it. But anyway, Mellon Fights.